Hey, it's me again. I don't really have anything to update, I just wanted to point out that this province is so disloyal that I can't actually build things here. This entire province is disloyal, so certain actions like recruiting, building, or pop interaction can no longer occur. I don't know if that includes governor policy, but I can still assimilate, so I assume it's working. But I also wanted to point out she's converted 335 pop. She's also got the duck face thing going on, but she's surprisingly not actually going to die yet. Because whatever was afflicting her, I forgot what it was, I'll be honest, but whatever was afflicting her is gone. So she's very, very slowly gaining health back, but she will gain something else and probably die off. Let's get rid of you. Apparently somebody died and I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know. I don't know what army is what anymore. Who has any idea? There's war bands that are actual war bands. Like, I don't know. This one's a retinue. Look, man. I don't know. Don't ask questions. So I was looking at decisions and stuff while I chill here. And in order to do either of these, either autocracy or democracy, we need certain things. So we need absolute authority, or see, I don't know what's up with this one, or the any character thing, but we need absolute authority or increased council powers for laws. Absolute authority is here. It requires a neighboring country to be a monarchy, and increased council powers requires a neighboring country to be a republic. Nobody up here is going to be either of those, and nobody down here is going to be either of those. They are all going to be tribes until Rome. Rome, I believe Carthage, Macedon, I believe those are the closest things that we can get to that meet those requirements. So I actually don't know. This place is falling apart. That's actually a rather large split up country. Interesting. Getting crushed over here, but I don't actually know how I'm intended to meet that requirement. I apparently don't have any ideas. Oh, because we changed to a federated tribe. I forgot. Whoops-a-daisy. We can do that now. Just take morale of armies. So this is a civic idea. I don't recall looking at these. Building slot +1 is pretty big if I had, you know, all my slots filled to begin with. Capital import +3 is crazy. Province import +1 is also crazy, but I'm lazy. We take the building slots. Or build cost? Let's take build cost for now, and then we'll go building slots later. And then oratory, we usually go general loyalty. We'll probably stick with general loyalty. Because as long as we are a... This is mine, and it's suffering attrition. Can you not do that? Hold on, just fix this real quick. There you go. As long as we're a clan, a tribe, we need these people to be happy, and the easiest way to do that is to modify anything that affects generals, because they will be generals by default. So we can really easily keep them happy now. Abundance of things, increase wages, all this other stuff. We don't have to worry about too much, because their loyal cohort thing is reduced, because they have retinues. If it wasn't reduced, it'd be impossible to keep track of them. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that I have no idea how, like, if you just take this island and do nothing, I guess you can't form Albion because you can't become a republic or a democracy or whatever, you know what I mean. So I don't actually know what's going on there. These guys they've met across the expanse of nothingness that's over there. Anyway, apart from that, nothing's really going on. Rome has expanded slightly. They've taken all of it, well, most of Italia and Sicily. Macedon's basically trashed. It's nothing much there. Egypt is doing the Egypt thing that they've been working on for a while. Egypt is now a body of water. In case you were curious about what Egypt actually is. Apart from that, not a whole lot. India's still a mess. Kasoi appears to be the new Seleucid Empire. Carthage is doing basically nothing. So yeah, good times. Few updates. I don't know what it is with countries having identical names but being separate countries. We have Texalia, and Texalia. But like entirely separate nations that are in a defensive league together, somewhat comically. But that's about all that's going on there. This dude's overlord is still this revolt, single city-state revolt. I don't know what is going on there. Apparently this is a migratory tribe. We now own the Isle of Man. I think this is the Isle of Man. Is that what it's called now? I don't actually know. Someone will have to correct me if that is incorrect. But we own this now. It's my first governor. Because of how regions work up here. Pritania is its own whole region, and because this is one region, it's counted as the capital region, so all of these provinces are governed by me directly, so. But he is my first governor. He is, what province is this? Dumnonia. Which I guess is... I wish that wasn't being highlighted, but it is. I guess it's just this little tiny area here? I don't know. Or is it just, is that just like everything up here? Or is that its own province? I don't know. I can't really tell. That map mode kind of sucks. But anyway, that's the update. Our culture is very slowly working on it. Obviously we got the culture down here. We've owned that for a while, but we're slowly working on all this stuff. Our new leader is, working on it. Not very good, but at 15%, I'm still willing to let it sit there because our unrest, how sad. Our unrest is actually looking pretty good. My leader, however, has diphtheria. Whatever that is quite severe. Unusual lesions, throat symptoms, and malaise. It does sound kind of bad, actually. And we're a reformed gambler, apparently. Good news, but she's gonna eventually die of that now, unless she suddenly becomes cured of it, which I doubt, because she's 72, so. She's basically dead. Oh, I need to get rid of all these forts and stuff, too. These forts that are next to each other that don't need to be next to each other. I could save myself some money on that. This one's really not doing anything, so I can get rid of that one. These two being next to each other here, I don't really like. We lose technically three provinces worth of protection by doing that, but it saves me a little money. And we've still got decent coverage on the old forts. I could delete all of these and remake these so that they're efficiently placed. Which at some point I may do, but then again, we are Pritania. No one's gonna show up and mess with us. We are going to build a lot more boats, by the way. I'm just sitting on these because I'm not doing anything. Really, there's no real rush, so we're just kind of sitting here waiting. So while it was autosaving, I don't think any time has passed since last time, but while it was autosaving, I was looking around, you know, stuff's happening in Egypt. I don't know if this was here before, or, you know, if someone noticed it and I didn't, but Rome is over here. I don't know why this has happened, or how Rome intends to defend that, but Rome owns that little island there too, and that. I don't know how they got here. I don't know what guaranteeing Macedon. These are all their CBs. Rome basically has unlimited CBs on everyone near them. They don't have a peace treaty, so I don't know when they got this land or how they got this land, but they have this land, so, you know, I guess that's a thing. Alright, it's time for another war. This time against this person. They'll bring the revolt in, it doesn't actually matter. Which makes the revolt the war leader somewhat comically. But I'm just gonna set you guys to... Alright, I forgot to set my military to the thing. That's a... Why is that selecting the boat? How is that selecting the boat? But anyway, I set you guys to independent. You'll figure it out when your morale is better. Martial advance. What is my tech? 1312. We're way ahead of them, but we're actually behind the Scots. Not you. You guys are awful. Oh, what's up with these guys? Their tech is terrible. These guys up here, though, doing alright for themselves. What about you? Other migratory tribes. You guys are fine, so it's not the migratory tribes, it's just this dude. I guess he's migratory too. I like how city-states actually get fort defense. And commerce income, interestingly. Anyway, whenever my armies feel like moving because their morale is high enough, become friends. What could go wrong? He says, knowing full well what could go wrong. As for the rest of the world, I don't think much. Well, no, Phrygia's actually taken this land. Phrygia's migrating west, apparently. I don't know why Phrygia is migrating west, but they are migrating west. Rome has expanded over here, I think. Egypt also expanded, but they were at war, so that was fully anticipated. India is still looking awfully India. Yeah, nothing much happening besides that. But anyway, we war. I don't need 40,000 men there, but that doesn't matter because those are retinues. I don't care about their attrition. Phrygian Civil War ended. I didn't know there was a civil war. But apparently there was. It's also raining. In case we get the atmospheric sound of rain. I'm right next to a window, so when it rains hard, it gets really loud. You guys are no longer a retinue. Please stop standing there. This is probably my biggest issue with the clan system, is that your clan elder, your clan leader, what's their... The ruler, we're just gonna say the ruler. Chief Magistrate, apparently, is what it's called now. But they're usually very old. So what happens is, basically all of your chiefs are old. So when one dies, the next old one shows up, and they don't last very long. So we keep getting these negatives from the clan chief dying. Wow, your conversion rate is terrible. But we keep getting these negatives, and it's very annoying because I can't do anything about those. It's just how those are. You guys are set to border, aren't you? Just do whatever. I had them currently set to defend border. Like, I may as well just set them to independent. You guys can disband because you're costing me money. Quite a lot of money. Unfortunately, regular armies are tremendously expensive. Are you gonna chase him through the fucking no man's land? Splendid! Friends. Look at how much attrition they're taking. They started off at like 14 or 15k or something like that. They're down to 8k. That's a little absurd. Oh, we have the tech advantage, so our base morale is substantially higher. So even with a whoa there. Lose some loyalty on that person, lose some money, it doesn't matter, I want centralization anyway. Godforsaken war bands, man. Stupid clan chiefs and their insistence on dying. Let's pause. Oops. We're getting a new one, or is that one just gone? They might already have an army and they just took it as their retinue. So if we end up with an army that's, you know, like fucking 40,000 men, then it's probably a warband that got converted into a retinue. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I could be doing? If I get there in time, I did. Because he has no boats. Seemingly, there's pirates over there. 8th Navy of pirates, apparently. Because he seemingly has no boat, I can just put a boat here. Well, theoretically put a boat here and that keeps them from moving their troops across. I guess they can force retreat across it? That doesn't seem right. Or am I in the wrong sea province? Is it because there's 2 sea provinces that connect here? Perhaps they're just going across this one instead of this one. I'm not entirely sure. I'll fight you out in the fucking abyss of Ireland. People live out here, just no one's claimed it. Till I get here, then I'm gonna claim it. The downside is that because no one's here, I can't just take it with a war, so I have to very slowly colonize it. Which is going to take a very long, unfortunate time. Also unrest. We win this whenever... Dudes are just out here fighting for no reason. Whenever we decide to finish sieging stuff, we win this. So. Just do whatever you want. I have another navy over here on the other side of the island that's just chilling. 20 boats may not be. I have 152 cohorts. Holy shit. Dementia. Oh. Anyway, may not seem like a lot. But bear in mind that everyone near me, this guy's got 2 boats, 4, 1, 0, that guy's got 5. Assist me, it grew quite quickly for some reason. How many boats does Rome have? Rome has 1. No, that's not Rome. I was gonna say, that doesn't seem right. They have 51 boats. Phrygia has 122 for some reason. They have no military, they just have boats. Well, Carthage. Carthage usually has a lot of boats. 65 boats. So 20 boats for little old Pritania. The settled tribe. Federated tribe, sorry. Pretty good. What are you guys chasing? Like, is there a reason you guys are just hanging out over here? We won the war, so I should probably end it, but why are they over there? Why can't I take that? Do I own that now? Sue for peace. Suggest. I just can't take that for some reason. Unless it's bugged and giving it to me. No, just go and take it. Let's drop our aggressive expansion. So, like, what is up with you? Like, you're gonna aggressively hate me, but... Hey, you wanna be a feudatory state? Question mark? You're losing to pirates? Question mark? I know you don't have a leader, but come on now. I've lost 4 boats, and they've lost none. They're pirates. I lost 6 boats. That's just embarrassing. You have a leader. Feed. Get your boats back. Alright, is there any... I can colonize some provinces off of the bat here, potentially? Can't colonize anything here. Colonize this, though. Right, they have to be Dumnonia. I forgot about that. So are you... You're also the... okay. Probably just want you cultural assimilation on everything. Everyone culturally assimilate. What is his chance on this? 25. He's better than me, isn't he? Way better than me. Of course, I don't know... Yeah, I've still got the wrong culture over here. Like a lot of the wrong culture. Let's convert some people up here. Real quick, like. Just so that I can move them. Like we'll colonize this with, something. I mean, not... What do you mean, not Dominion? Did I just assimilate? What am I pulling from? This? Pulling from that, apparently. No? What province? From the... You're pulling from here. But I just converted some of those people. Because they're unhappy? Oh, right, it needs a majority, doesn't it? Yeah. That's right. There you go. I've taken a province. Anything else I can colonize while I'm here? Probably not. Because again, it takes 10 pop to colonize something, so... Sure. It's a lot of local unrest, but sure. I don't know, man. I don't have any tributes. We're victorious. We lost some boats again. Why my navies are so bad at their job? Probably because I haven't upgraded them at all. Where are you going? You know what? Just make a bigger navy of 20. Okay. Third warband doesn't have a leader. That's what I think of your warband. You have been converted. You're no longer a warband. Please stop standing there taking attrition, though. Is there anywhere you can stand that doesn't take attrition? There. What about you? You still just a warband? God damn it. You are indeed just a warband. A wee lad. Anyway. Gotta colonize. That'll take approximately 80,000 years. What I could do is very slowly move populations, but you might notice there's no quick move option. All I'd really be capable of doing is starting from like way down here, just shifting pop up until I get them to over here. I'm tempted to do, considering this place is literally just going to be for population, I'm tempted to just put greeneries like all over Ireland. Some of these places have... I don't know what that was that I just clicked on because I didn't mean to click on it. Some of these places have a decent pop, but most of them are kind of small. Somebody died. Feels bad. I would like to declare war on you. And also figure out what the fuck happened here that killed people. Notably why you're just standing out here like an idiot. An idiot. Set to independent operations and yet just standing there. Who knows? Is my economy still set to default? Yeah. So it doesn't revert it back to normal. Let's see, we gained 3 centralization, that puts us at 100. All the clans belong to me. I don't know who's fighting what over here, but someone is fighting. Are you fighting each other? What's going on? You're in a defensive league with them, which means you will join this war with them, which means I will probably crush you momentarily because I'm about to declare war. I know my armies aren't here, but this is how little I actually care. Come on, game, you can do it. I know you can. There you go. Army morale recovery, tribute income, aggressive expansion impact. Like, their morale's not going to be maxed anyway. Tribute ceases. My south who? Can no longer afford to pay. Who are these people? Why do I care? Why are you telling me about the tributaries over there? I don't understand, mate. Chief died. Happens every time the chief dies, it stutters like that. I guess she can have a leader. Like any leader, I guess. Who's my chief? Divisis. What's his last name? Chorus. Does Chorus have a thing? No. They do. Or was it? There he is. So he already has an army. I can just give him another one. Just go crush yourselves on something. I don't know. I don't even know where this army's going. Please stop dying. Like, we're in the middle of stuff. I know everybody in this entire nation is apparently old as sin, but please stop dying. I would immensely appreciate it. You know what, just disband it, whatever. It's costing me a lot of money for no reason. Most of my armies aren't even gonna do anything anyway, so what does it matter? A loyal servant. Look at all of my religious power. We should probably just bump our stability up. There you go. I always hear a lot of complaints about the power, but like the power system limiting the player, but that's kind of like the entire purpose. Admittedly, I believe the power per month should be a little bit higher. I think instead of giving half of your leader, it should give you the full leader value. And I also believe they should spread it out some, because oratory and civic are far too used, and religious is basically never used at all. There are some places. Where did you get 43k men? Good heavens. I'm going to win, but good heavens. There are some places where there's like a variety of religions. Where's the religion map mode? There is one somewhere. There it is. It's the sun. Like the Iberian Peninsula has a lot of stuff. Same with its culture. It has a lot of cultures going on. And then there's like this region over here, which has got a lot of different religions going off. So, like, there are instances where conversion is a thing that happens. But even with that, it's only 16 per pop. And there's so very little use. I'll chase you down till the end of time. There's so very little use for it compared to, you know, civic power. You use 100 literally every time you have 100. Oratory you use for CBs and assimilation and all sorts of stuff. And really, if you wanted to, there is a governor policy for religious conversion as well, which does exactly the same thing as cultural conversion. But if there's like, you know, over here where there's like 6 different religions in one region, you can actually just use that and let it passively deal with itself. So it's a thing, you know? What was I doing? I was doing something. National manpower. Oh, army. What's my tech percent? 165. We're actually ahead, like, by a lot anyway, so my tech percent doesn't really matter. Don't know why I have such a small army up there, but I did. I'm gonna have to manually control these idiots as they throw themselves against the wall. The wall, of course, being the copious quantity of troops up here. What is their generals? Their generals are all very high. Don't forget they have that tech advantage too, because they're 16 to our 14, so. And of course it's AI versus AI, so they're both going to make the same stupid mistakes where they just throw crappy armies at each other for a while. But again, I will win. It is simply a matter of time. Did I kill the boats? Yeah, we're just... If I set you to blockade, can you? You can't. There is no blockade. Set them to boarding tactics, or ramming tactics, I guess. If I felt like it. You have lost your governor. Or never had one to begin with. Now it's just a new governor. A very good one at that. So civilization change. I'm just gonna leave the governors to do whatever they believe is best in their provinces. Excuse me. How did 9,000 men get down here? I need you guys to fight. You can't go that way because the fort, that's what's going on. I see. Fort's fucking that up. I don't care. I will take a vengeance. And these two armies can't do anything. What's up with you? Just don't have any manpower? It would be kind of nice if you could give manpower to your allies. Enemy captured. Would you like to march over here? Look, you have such a manpower advantage. 24 to 16. I mean, you should probably march your entire army over here at once instead of doing this, but you do you, I guess. Have her flogged. Don't steal my money, heathen. This army's gonna get Dickens crushed out of it in a second here. It's, you know, kind of to be expected when you sit there with 200 men. Are you gonna march back? No, you're not. Do you have any armies chilling back here? Nope. This is where I wish I was a republic or something that could sustain its own war bands. This is a warband. It's the only warband I've got, and it's not even technically a full warband. So all this manpower is doing a whole lot of nothing. Stupid clan chiefs and their lack of manpower. What's your leader on this? An 8? What about you? A 6? Not looking too spicy there, Captain. Do a sweet pincer attack. You could also really just build an army. Of probably just cavalry. Just a lot of cavalry. I like cavalry. If I mentioned that, cavalry's pretty good. That's probably enough. Did you re-siege that while I wasn't watching? Well, I'll go back, actually. They're gonna probably take this fort just to piss me off. Yeah. Took the fort, just pissed me off. Make sure they're marching to the right place, because there's 2 provinces and I didn't realize that. Did I lose that? I did. That's what happens when you go early and nincompoop. Alright, cavalry. To the front. Still positive, despite the large quantity of cavalry I just built. Herd you guys up, give you guys a good general. Member of the Galby family. I need you guys to get over there. Slowly but surely. What are you fighting that has you winning? I don't know. Look at how fast my cavalry is, it's great. I can get wherever I need them instantly, basically. This war is taking longer than I anticipated. Why don't you win that? army has higher morale than ours? Ah, because you didn't refill your morale entirely because you marched too fast. We won still. This is, of course, my army, so manpower gains will be from me, and we have plenty of manpower to replenish what we're missing here. As opposed to my clan chiefs, who apparently have none. I don't need you getting full of yourself out here. Gains brave. 10 popularity, or she dies. Who is this? Chief of a clan. Didn't die. That's okay. I mean, I wasn't hoping she would die, but you know, it's an option. Wait a moment, siege this up, get some manpower back. Not really manpower, but wait for the slow idiots to get here. Again, cavalry. I like cavalry so much because it has such a large amount of maneuver that it can hit vulnerable units a little bit easier. We appear to still be losing this, but that's okay. Like that unit of 0 men that's marching around. Probably the most efficient use of that commander that I've ever seen. Autosaves and stuff are starting to get pretty slow. How did that go from green to neutral? Where are you retreating to? Over there. We look like we'll lose this. Yeah. You guys broke before your morale even hits here. What was up with that, you cowards? You cowards? Go this way, because I want the culture happiness and cohort speed and whatnot. Half of you people don't even have any dudes in your army. What good are you? What do I pay you people for? The reason we're having so much trouble here is because we have to cross this water to get there. Which is obviously not necessarily beneficial for our combat ability. Having these cost 60 is very nice. I think I've mentioned that, but being able to build those for almost half normal cost is amazing. For another tick of manpower. Monthly civilization? Heck yeah. Free money? Heck yeah. Yeah, the terrain's to their benefit. A stronger army, we have higher morale, we have a better commander, but they have the terrain. We should win though, it looks like. After having essentially crushed my own military. There we go. As soon as we capture this, we can end it. There we go. Sue for peace. Suggest I will take everything and all of your money because you don't need it anymore. There we go. Our enemies... No, we don't need popularity. Reduction. Alright, which of your armies can I disband? Not you, because you've gained loyalty in the process. You know what? We can keep you. Promise we have these huge stacks of armies that have loyalty. I'll just, whatever, independent. You guys can figure it out. Look at us, a beautiful Pritania. You don't have enough pop. You have enough pop from somewhere. That one, apparently. Man. To get Albion's gonna be a while. I'm gonna remind everyone that this is what we require for Albion. every single province on both of these two islands, which is going to, at this point, require entirely colonization. So, it's gonna be a bit, to say the least. Just getting tyranny off of that, which isn't very good, but I don't know what you idiots are doing. Probably just march down there really fast. We don't need loyalty because we already have enough. I'd rather they not die, so... I mean, I'd rather they die, but not like that, because it fucks up my already messed up armies. Anyway, back to just chilling. Look at us, a powerhouse. Let's look at the scores, actually. We're in 3rd, just behind Rome. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Just behind Rome, and that's probably entirely because of unhappiness. Like, our provinces are very unhappy. Of course, they probably have some like that too, but... They have a much higher modifier. Yeah, look at their pop happiness is 900 compared to our 300. And Kasoyoi is up in 1st. Where are they at? There they are. The new Cyclid Empire. It's gonna butcher everything. How's your day? I need research points. Too many. General loyalty, just to assist with continuous death that drops their loyalty by 20 every time someone dies. But anyway, back to chillin'. If we're going to attack someone, our next goal is probably... I was going to say the Gallic region. But, you know, maybe we'd go over here and mess around over here or something. Barbarians. Ah, right, I forgot there's barbarians in freaking Scotland. I completely forgot about that, these regions here. Barians Stronghold. Just kind of annoying. There's a map mode for this, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Which shows when they will spawn. I don't know... It's just a chance? Okay. Higher the value, larger the chance, the larger the armor. I'll just keep an eye on that. But like, we could go mess around over here. There's more barbarians over here, apparently. I don't know if I want to mess with them. I kind of like seeing that this dude's growing and maybe they can form the nation over there. Whatever forms over there. So instead, if I attack anyone, it's probably going to be down in the Gallic region. Or maybe I want to go crazy and go to Iberia. I don't know. We're just going to start the 100-year war early. Rome is up here. How is this happening? How is Rome getting random chunks of... Hey, go just fight Egypt. Just random chunks of crap everywhere. I don't really understand, but either way, we have unified all of the tribes at least. All of the, you know, nations, playable nations on the island. So, I guess we're just kind of chilling for a while. Pritania is a monarchy, Pritania is a republic. Let's check the laws real quick to see if anything has changed in our ability. We can do it, okay. Oh, because it was either a neighboring country or civic advances. Okay. I thought it was just a neighboring country. So at this point, I think we might do this. We lose some popularity gain, we lose some tyranny. I don't think I have any anyway. Did I do it? Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Increase council powers. Just leave that for now. Decisions. Let us become a democracy. This is basically the complete opposite of what historically I should become, considering, you know, the whole king and queen thing. But, you know. What bonuses do we actually get? Military, civic, religious, military, civic, oratory. I think oratory is better than religious. Get the same civilizing tribe bonus. Increase civilization but 5. It says currently 63. Oh, that's civilization, not centralization. You dingleberry. We're gonna do it. Decision, democracy. Pritania is now a democracy. There we go. Democratic Republic. So rulers reign for 5 years. There's an election soon because we just became it. I believe forces an election, even though it says the next election is 4 years ago. Got an achievement. Log. Game has to load stuff. There you go. Yeah, forces an election. So here's our new ruler. She's old and not very good. Religious power shift. I shouldn't have clicked on that. Druidic is our religion, isn't it? And what do I care about religious power? I don't know. Whatever. Ah, we gotta re-elect everyone too. Well, since I have to do this, let's check our tech people. So he's 9. Get a 10. 8 is highest. You're a 9, probably the highest, and you are also a 9. We can get a 10. Now that we've done that, we can fill all these with the rest of the people. I don't care who or what your happiness is, because your loyalty at this point in the game doesn't really matter. It's a mechanic that is irrelevant. Up our supply. Okay. There you go. We've done it. We are now a democracy. I need people to be the correct type of person. That's an interesting phrase, but slowly expanding. But that's what I'm going to do for the rest of time now. We're going to have elections. So we don't have clan chiefs anymore. So somehow we have to get rid of all of these armies, because these armies are no longer clan retinue. Now I don't have as much expense from war bands. Somebody died. Because I don't have that. There's like a huge penalty if you're like a tribe. There you go. If you're a tribe, there's a massive penalty for the cost of troops that aren't clan retinue. We don't have that anymore. So we can actually run 198 dudes and still be positive. And none of these are clan retinue anymore. Which is pretty nice. We're a giant powerhouse, and I'm gonna have to figure out somehow to fix our loyalty. Like, it's not gonna mess with our loyalty too much, but I would prefer that, you know, we deal with that, because we don't have the bonus for being clan chief, which gives like 0.2 loyalty or something like that. So these cohorts are gonna be a little bit of an issue as time goes on. Not same faction as ruler. Maybe not same faction. What faction are you? How do I tell? You're like, you've some conviction in every faction. What faction is she? Terrible leader. Not so sure about that one, Captain. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but for now it's mostly going to be colonization and probably paying off loyal troops until I can get rid of them. Alrighty, it's time for a bit of an update on the world. I'm making loads of money for reasons that I don't basically have military now. But that's okay. What I'm essentially doing is I'm just waiting for people to die and then disbanding anyone that isn't loyal. We're just gonna get rid of everything, start from scratch. We're basically just, I'm gonna build up a military and then just sit it without a leader because it doesn't need a leader. We're not at war. Still colonizing things, in case that's not obvious. Just gonna leave them sitting there, just so that we have, you know, a military force. There just won't be a leader or what have ye on it. The rest of the world, not a whole lot. Rome is, Iberia I think is looking to get united. They're working on it. It's a bit of a struggle over there, but they're working on it. Rome is playing a little bit untraditionally. Mostly over here. We've just got a second of Rome that's fucking sprouting out from over here. I don't have any idea what's happening, but they're about to take a whole bunch of Phrygia, I'm pretty sure, and Rome's just gonna be massive over here. Soy looking good. India looks better than it did before, but that's just because I have the map mode turned on. Same with Egypt, where it fills in inhabitable terrain, impassable terrain, whatever, if you own everything around it. But that's basically what's going on in the world. I have built a building in every province. Never mind, I've got new provinces to build stuff in. I've built a building in every province that I am capable of building a building in. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is swapping this over to the +1 build slot. We're just going to go crazy with buildings and make a boatload of money while I have no military. And then we'll fix our military, because we have the manpower eventually to spare. But this is your update. Oh yeah, Macedon is expanding somewhat. They're like losing some stuff in the south, but they took all this in the north. I don't really know when that happened. There's a revolt, apparently. But they still don't have Pella, and Pella is not a very good city. Like if we look at Pop, which is not that map mode. There it is. Like the city to the north, looking pretty good. It's a nice bright green. Pella though, not bad, but it's certainly not great. I mean, it's no Rome. See how many people are in Rome and the capital of Carthage down here. Which is actually the city of Carthago. It's actually a city of Carthage. I just like saying Carthago. It's not even as good as mine, and you know, I'm a fucking tribe, or I was a tribe. I'm not anymore. I'm a republic. But democracy. Pseudo, sort of the same thing. Egypt, most of its population, of course, in Alexandria. But you can see all these cities have a lot of people in it, and Pella's looking a little lacking over here. So even if they were to take Pella back, Macedon really doesn't have a lot of pop. We can actually look at that. They have 1100 pop to Rome's 4600. I have almost 1600, so I have more pop than Macedon does. I also have a much higher score than Macedon does. They're not even in the top 10 running. I jumped way up into first because our total pop happiness is increasing by the day. I can show you that. Got a bit of strip of unhappiness here. Not much, but a little strip there. And we're not running, for the first time in a long time, we're not actually running the lowered thingamading. What's it called? Unrest. We're not running the lowered unrest since like the beginning of the game. The dude over here, I forgot to mention this. The dude over here that I wanted to take over everything, exploded. What he's got left is this little chunk here, a little bit there, a little bit over there, but he basically exploded, I think. Yeah, he's got a revolt going too. But I think what happened is he had to split off like a clan, and then the clan fought him or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it didn't go very well for him. Alcismia is still doing nothing, but turns out it's not an easy country to play. Who knew? Another update, because it has been a while. Autosaves. Our expansion is still very, very slow. What is this? I get many things. Cost of endorsed party cost. I wasn't planning on using that anyway. But we continue expanding. Very, very slowly. But it is happening. Dominant culture is not. Really need to assimilate everyone because I've got a lot of stuff stockpiled up. Yeah. What about you? Can I get you too? You technically share one. Oh, that was your 10th. It's slow. I'm building a lot of greeneries to try and speed the process along, particularly over here, because this is going to be almost entirely new population growth. So, Probably going to end up starting to move people over to speed the process along, but in the meantime, we're down to 6,000 cohorts, or 6 cohorts, I should say. 6,000 men. So if someone wanted to attack me and had boats, they could pretty easily do so, because at the moment, I basically have no way to defend myself. But we're going to fix that soon by building an actual army whenever this person dies. They're 66, but incredibly healthy. Which is quite astonishing. I forgot, since we're a democracy, we have an actual Senate that has to vote on things. It doesn't really matter, you can push it through the Senate, you just lose some, you get some tyranny, I think is what it is. Which adding up is pretty bad, but small amounts, it really doesn't matter. Someone's tribute ceased, I don't know, we'll check that in a minute. Rome is still slowly trying to expand. They took some of Insubria, which caused them to split. So Boy makes a return. Boy is being guaranteed by Insubria, apparently. But they've made a return. Carthage has taken most of its own territory. It's struggling in the Iberian Peninsula, which is traditional. Rome's got a blob. I don't actually know what they're doing with it. They're fighting Egypt, apparently. Who knows how that'll go. Iswayoyoyo is still going good. India, I believe, has expanded slightly, but for the most part, India hasn't really done anything. All of the action at the moment is Bithynia, which is expanded out of basically nothing. They've taken over most of what it has any actual value over here. Rome, obviously, they're always a big factor here. And me, but I'm currently doing nothing, and I have no actual military power, so in the grand scheme of things, I don't matter, I'm just pink. Good stuff. Our people are still generally pretty happy. I'm gonna finish assimilating everything, I guess, but we're still building stuff. I'm essentially just building greeneries. The reason I'm building greeneries is to very slightly boost the population growth of my provinces, because I guess I'm going to have to start moving people. Which is tedious and very expensive, but, you know, the more people I have up in this region being created, it's a very strange phrase, the less movement I have to take from way down here, which is where most of my population is. I could show you the pop map, actually. So you see the majority of our population is going to be down here, because that's where we started. It's going to have the most growth for us. There's a bit up here that I could shuffle north and try and finish off this area. Probably a good idea. I would like to colonize my way down here, because there's already 9 people in that province and 8 in that one. So if we can make our way sort of beeline towards those, we can speed the process up very slightly. Other than that, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Rome is huge. Holy shit, that's a lot of people in Rome. They're actually starving. I always like how your cities get so large that they just starve themselves to death. It's quite the accomplishment, truly. It's a big city, too. Anyway, that's the update. I've done literally nothing since the last update except for delete my own military. Which is a strange thing to be doing, but I feel like it's the most useful. Oh no, I feel like it's the most useful thing I can do. More buildings. Good lord. I just wanted to show you the joy of building lots and lots of marketplaces. It's great. Also, I have a stack of 20 light cavalry cohorts entirely to deal with barbarians if they spawn. Should probably move them up there, but for the time being, they're just kind of sitting there. Boats keep wandering around. Don't really know why, but you know, whatever. If they want to wander around, they're free to wander around. But anyway, look at marketplaces. They're beautiful. Gorgeous marketplaces. So here's what my country looks like whenever that red text disappears. We're expanding quite well. We've only got 3 more provinces up in the north to take over, and moving some people around, we could probably do that pretty easily. Don't need cruel. And we are very slowly. We've taken like, what, maybe 3 extra provinces since last time I pointed this out. We can take another one, but I need to convert some people first. And this province almost has its 10th person. I say almost, but it's a bit of a stretch to say almost. And I'm also going to build more granaries. I like granaries, alright? Anything that's an edge province gets a granary. We can no longer, this was the last province that we could colonize from the, I'm gonna say mainland. I don't know if it counts as mainland, but it's the last province that we could colonize from this stuff over here. So everything from this point on is going to be from provinces already on this island. There's going to be a lot of granaries on this island. This is not going to be a rich island. This is going to be an island full of potatoes. So I hope you like potatoes. But anyway, the reason I'm building those is because for every granary we get, For every granary we get 0.06% growth for population. So you can see we get 0.18 from granaries there, which doesn't sound like much, but when all of the other bonuses besides the base bonus are very tiny percentages, like that civilization value, then, you know, take what you can get. We've also been running this invocation for national population growth, because it adds another 0.37 to the value. You can see it down there at the bottom. It is accounting for roughly half of the population growth in most of these provinces. I'm trying to get through this stuff to maybe get some more population growth stuff going, but I haven't found anything yet. So, as for the rest of the world, I haven't been watching it. Rome's at war. What else is new? Rome has expanded. They look like they're pretty close to owning all of the Italian region. We'll check it in a moment here. Region. There it is. Well, I guess that's technically part of the Gaul region, but you know what I mean. Italy. Modern day Italy goes up to here. So. You know what I mean. Not the Italia region, the Italian region, I guess is what that would be. Egypt is over here for reasons that I don't understand. Countries are doing very strange things, but apart from that, Egypt I don't think has done much. They've been fighting Rome over here, but because Rome is so split, I don't think it's very good at defending itself. It has a lot of cohorts, good lord. Not many boats though. So I don't think it's going to be able to hold its satellite regions, we'll call them that. Because it just can't get people there fast enough or well enough to defend it, so. India's being India. It has expanded. It's fighting my boy Kui Hui Sui. So they've fallen down their ranking a bit, but we're just skyrocketing up to the top of the ranks here. As we get more population and as that population gets happier and happier, it's doing pretty well for us. As you can see, we're mostly the only culture even here. We're still working on some of them. There's a few pops here and there. There's Pict over here, which is the normal Scotland culture that's up there. And then of course the Irish culture that everything over here is going to be. So that's the thing. But anyway, that's literally all that's happened. I've done absolutely nothing besides colonize and sit here. Make money. That's basically all I've done. I've been building marketplaces up from the bottom to the top like I was before. And then any province that has a second construction slot, like all of these down here, I've already built a marketplace in these. So all these ones that have an extra construction slot. I don't actually know what I'm going to put in those. I was going to say I'm probably just going to put another marketplace, but I might just put a granary just to have it. I don't know. Wouldn't mind upgrading my forts. Maybe getting some more coastal forts just in case, but I intend to have full coastal control Just gonna build more boats. No one's gonna be able to get to me because I'm going to have so many boats that it doesn't matter. So that's the goal anyway. How well that works, I don't know, but for the time being, we're just colonizing. And as long as people don't mess with me, I'm probably just going to continue colonizing. For a bit anyway. Pretty soon, mostly due to my own boredom, I'm probably going to just attack somebody. I think the 100-Year War is getting close, just a little bit antsy. How did you get this? Who is that? What are these nations? What is happening? I don't understand how Rome functions. What is this? And Subria. Is that all that's left of you? No, you got shit over there too. I don't know, man. Rome is just magical. Apparently they had that too, and I didn't even notice. I don't know, man. We're gonna play Rome at some point, so we'll see what the hell's going on with them, but for the time being, I think we're gonna keep building up buildings, and then we're gonna start building up some more military. Sure, you can have another one. And then we're going to begin the 1,000-Year War on a France that doesn't exist, so. I was really hoping Gaul would form, and then maybe we could get an alliance with Gaul and go against Rome, but I don't know that the AI is capable of forming Gaul, so I think we're just gonna have to, you know, do it ourselves. Hey, national population growth. What if I do? Anyway, back to sitting here. You know, I think my favorite thing, also there's about to be a bang. Don't worry about that. My favorite thing about, like, I guess this will be late game at this point, is the loyalty basically being irrelevant. My lowest loyalty is almost 78 on this person, and I'm just repeatedly throwing people under the bus, like minus 20 loyalty left, right, and center. And it almost immediately pops up to someone that's 100. Look at where my bar is. That's 100 right there. These are all people with perfect 100 loyalty because that's as high as it goes. For me, there's probably a nation in the game that can go above 100, I don't know. But for me, 100's the highest. So, probably maybe 90% or more of the characters in this list that I have any influence over have perfect loyalty. That reduces the value by 1. And I get popularity. I do need more popularity. Wait, that's not me, that's someone else's popularity. My popularity's great. I don't know, but anyway, here's the update. We're colonizing, I believe, since last time I mentioned it. We've got 2 new colonies. We're about to hit up another 2, I believe. This is at 8, almost got 10. This is at 7, that's at 6. So we're about to hit up another 1. Probably this one right here. I don't actually care. Like, fuck off. But we're about to hit up another one over there. We could shuffle some people, get a second one. We're basically done up here. There's very little left for me to do up there. So it's entirely island, basically, at this point. Ireland, not island. I guess it is an island, but that's not the name of it. Rome is losing stuff, but that was to be expected. They're losing their satellite regions, is what I called them last time, I think. India won their war against but they didn't take anything. I believe it just white pieced out. They've been sat there for so long that I think neither of them cared anymore. Egypt is massive. 514 cohorts. So they have a bit of a happiness problem, so they're not in the score list. Score is basically entirely happiness, so it's me and Bithynia that are way up at the top. Because we have very low dividers, basically, is how that works. We have decent pop and really low dividers, so our score skyrockets. But Egypt, I believe, is the main military powerhouse right now. They are massive. They're also rich. Holy shit. 10k, how much Rome to have? Almost 17. Good lord. I believe I'm the highest on manpower. Is there a ledger in this game? You know, I never actually figured that out. Like, there's a message log. Like, this message log is basically worthless by default. Like, look at this shit. It just goes. So much stuff happens. Is there a ledger? It's the outliner, that's the menu. Nation overview. If there's this isn't the ledger that I want though. If there is a ledger, I don't know where it is. I know there's a mod that gives like a mini ledger, so there's probably a full-size one somewhere, but... Ledger in these games, if you don't play them or don't know, gives you info like how many cohorts every nation has, every known nation. You know, how much navy, how many pop, that sort of thing is what it would give. So it'd be nice to have that so I could quickly look over stuff. But here's an overview of the map. Pretty much just Egypt for military interest. I mean, India is a thing, but India is always this big. Like, Egypt, this place, Bithynia, and me are things of interest. Rome is always a thing of interest simply because it's Rome. But there's nothing I can do about Rome or any of these other things, but Rome is just going to keep expanding. There's nothing you can do about it. At this point, it should be pushing north, but it's spent so much time fucking around over here, I think it kind of penalized itself. But yeah, that's what's going on. Here's my country. Beautiful. Here's the pop. It's pretty high. Look at the pop here. Like, compared to other places, it's not huge. You know, 11, 18, 18. Even this place has more pop than that. I believe this is... That's not where Paris is normally. Where's Paris normally on the map? It's somewhere over here, isn't it? Or is that too far over? No, I think it is somewhere over here. Phrygia is the name of that region, so that would make sense. But anyway, huge pop right there. And then Rome, of course, you know, 136 citizens. It's got more citizens there than I think I have in half of my country. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. There's a civilization map mode somewhere, isn't there? There you go. So you can see that our civilization levels are actually crazy high. Like almost across the board over here. Even compared to Rome, which is like low 70s and like high 60s in most of it. We have a fucking 96 in our capital. Apparently it's capital is the limit. Nothing can be higher than the capital. That's interesting. But we're basically leading the map, I think. Or at least up there on the civilization levels. I think Egypt might be leading the map. Supply mode, that sort of stuff. Opinion. Here's the Unrest. We've got a bit of an Unrest issue over here, but that's to be expected. This is an entirely different culture, so... Same religion, but it is a different culture. Where's the culture map? There it is. So there's stuff over here that's not my culture, and they hate it. It's good times. But, yep, we're just colonizing. I could technically attack Rome, actually. Because they're right there, that just occurred to me. That seems like a bad idea, though. Alright, it's time for the last update of the day. Still colonizing, still very slow. It's very tedious. But we are expanding. We've got this territory here. We're about to grab this one, I believe. That's about to hit 9. These two are working on their 10th. Well, this is about to hit 9, it's about to hit 10. We're working on 10, so someone will grab those two soon. Apart from that, Rome, I don't believe has done anything. If it has done something, it's small. I don't know what they've done, if they've done anything. Assimilation is gone, so I wonder if they lasted longer than me. Either way, they weren't doing much. Technically, I could have lasted. I just gave up. Because I would have been like a tiny thing over here for a billion years. So Pritania and this place down here, these are all great pronunciations, are probably the only candidates for forming Gaul, if it happens. I suspect it's going to be this place, Dumnonia, because they have quite a lot of power and there's still a few small places that they could eat up. If they opt for that, I don't believe they're defending most of them for any reason. So they could potentially eat up some of these smaller places down here and grow that way. I'm still doing nothing. If I attack anybody, it's probably going to be Kalisha over here. Just get a little foothold in, and then we can use that to push troops in without relying on boats. This place, still a giant, terrible mess. But if anyone takes it, it's probably going to be the one in the center here, Pritania. But they're against Carthage. Like, they share quite a lot of border with them, so there's going to be tensions there. So, if Oritania falls, this place will probably grow larger. Galicia. This country that I mentioned earlier, Bithynia, that I said we should keep an eye on, is actually doing very well. They've lost a little land of Phrygia, but they've also taken land from both Phrygia and other people, so they're pretty high up there on both actual strength, just because of the area they've taken. They have 3,500 pop. They have 1,000 more pop than me. 1,500 less than Rome, quite a lot less than Egypt, yeah. But the region they've taken is rich, so they can sustain quite a strong military, so they'll probably expand unless they implode for whatever reason. Kosia and Mario are fighting again. Don't know why. It'll probably end in a white peace again, because nothing ever happens over here. But India is basically unchanged. I think Mario's most of its expansion has been over here. I don't think they've actually gone anywhere else. Maybe they've gotten some stuff here that I've forgotten existed. But for the most part, these nations have been here for a while. But yep, Egypt is huge. They're at war with Bithi, actually. So Bithi might fall. Well, not fall, but shrink. Just simply because of Egypt's power. You're at war with everybody. That doesn't seem very good. Maybe they'll pull out of it. I don't know. Their army's over there for some reason. So that's an update on the world. That's an update on me. Still building buildings, but I've got basically nothing to build and a lot of money. So this is where the military expands dramatically. I'm probably going to have 80 boats. Just leave it at 80 because nobody has enough boats to contest 80 that's going to be a threat to me. Just showing you all the major nations for boats. The most is Carthage still, 134. But yeah, nobody's gonna have enough boats to contest 80 unless I decide to go to war with Carthage for whatever reason, so. That'll give me easy naval control and I can move army back and forth. Which I will have to make an army that isn't just cavalry, this is just a defensive force that can go up and down pretty easy. Probably build roads. Probably not going to build roads, but I probably should, but that'll be it. The next time you see this, I will have expanded my colonization a smidgen more, and I will also have a much, much larger military force. And then we'll probably use that to attack someone. Who knows? But either way, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Who knows how many videos this even is? Fuck it.